Hey everyone, my name is Janelle Summers, and this is an exclusive call that I have arranged with Chris Downing, the newest super trainer for Beachbody, who just released Shift Shop. So this is a super exciting exclusive call, and I want to thank my coach, Stacy Reel, for putting Chris and I in touch so that I could host this call for the team and for our customers as well. I just talked to Chris, and he was cool with that if we want to share this recording. So the link that got you to this call is also the recording link so that you'll be able to share that as well. So that's super cool. So thankful for him to be so generous to let us share this. So I asked you guys, what do you want to know from Chris? And so from your responses, I wrote down all these questions, and I want to make sure that we stick to the 30-minute time that we have with him. He's so generous to give us his time. So first of all, let me introduce you to Chris. He is a dad. He's quite obviously an athlete, high school and collegiate athlete. He's a personal trainer, obviously. He's a motivator, obviously. I feel like I could say obviously behind all of these. And he's Beachbody's newest super trainer who obviously just launched Shift Shop. So Chris, are you there?
I am here.
Okay, sweet. So I have to ask, first of all, how many times have you mispronounced the name of your own program? Is it
Never.
Really? Okay, you're really focused on that. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay, so, one thing I thought we would start with, because not everyone has had the opportunity to hear your story. And I feel like with all your responses are going to come from these questions, I think it helps them to understand where you're coming from. So what's your story? What's your fitness story?
So my fitness story is I trained athletes back home in Ohio, college, high school, and professional athletes. I think one of my clients is plays for the Portland Trail Blazers, CJ McCollum. I trained the McCollum family. His brother Eric plays in China. And then I have Costa Kufis, plays for the Sacramento Kings. I've had a couple NFL players. So I have a, athletic background with as far as training.
That's awesome. And when did you realize that you wanted to become a trainer? Like, what was that aha moment?
Oh, man. I think it was actually, I didn't, I wasn't interested in training. My uncle had a dream of me becoming a personal trainer. At the time, I was modeling and acting. And he presented this dream to me. He said, I had a fitness program and it went global. And he said that people's lives were being changed and I was motivating them. And he just said, in this dream, he saw all these different trainings that I was performing and the masses. And I didn't buy it. I was like, nah, man, I wasn't interested in it. So yeah, it wasn't until he passed away is when, I went through a major depression when he passed away, and I couldn't shake it for nothing. And then I just woke up one day and I just said a prayer to him. I just said, listen, man, I can't shake this. I'm going to do what you wanted me to do. I'm going to become a trainer, but you got to live through me. You got to navigate me through this process. And I knew it would make him happy. So I became a trainer.
That's amazing. And how long have you been a trainer?
Oh man, like 6 years. Yeah, not long.
Oh, that's obviously long enough.
Yeah.
What about your nutrition story? Like, we have our fitness story, but then what's up with the nutrition side for you?
Well, I used to be very, very lean, extremely lean, and I was kind of undecided.
You said used to be, as if you're not lean now.
Yeah. Oh no, I used to, because I modeled, so I was really lean. And I kind of went through a transition where I wasn't sure if I wanted to compete, and then I realized I didn't have the discipline to compete. I'm like, oh no, I'm not doing this for 16 weeks. No, and then I just I started lifting weights and I put on a lot of bulk, and then I realized I didn't like being that heavy because I had a hard time sleeping. So I kind of started tapering myself back down. Actually, I lost 26 pounds since February, and that's because of the Shift Shop meal plan, actually, in the program.
Wow. You have lost 26 pounds?
Oh, yeah. Wow. 26 pounds.
Wait a second. I don't think I've seen your before and after. Where did we see that?
You know what? There aren't any before afters. And the reason why is because I know how to work a camera, just because my modeling background. I never really wanted to show my before and afters because I always wanted, the program to be focused on, my gift to motivate people and not my body, I didn't want my body to be, broadcasted. I wanted my gift to be broadcasted to better, to motivate and bring out the best in other people. So probably won't ever see any before and afters.
I completely get that. And that's, I totally can relate to that. It's like, you don't want to emphasize the aesthetics of this. It's like, no, it's so much more than that. It's so much deeper than that.
Yeah. I mean, it's bad enough I get, a lot of attention now, but, people don't understand. I had a team to help me put this program together, Elenite, Jack, and Steph here at headquarters. They helped me out, with the program and helped me put it together. So, I just try to keep everything balanced as far as, recognition with the program and how well it does. I just don't want it to be all about Chris Downing. This is a team thing.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think a lot of people don't understand all that goes into creating products like this. And, I'm glad you brought that up, because like when it comes to the meal plan, I think from the outside looking in, people probably think that you just sat down and you went to work on this meal plan and you designed this whole thing. But the truth of the matter is, and correct me if I'm wrong, but that's teamwork, that you've got nutrition working with and Beachbody Corporate, and that's a team that helps you put that together.
Yeah, absolutely. Everything, especially, I speak for myself, in this program, it's a family thing. It's more of everything is a team thing. And that's actually what I'm trying to convey, to the coaches network now, more now than ever, to stop comparing, stop competing with each other, no jealousy, no envy, and let's somehow, some way work together. And that way everybody can be successful. I always felt like, if a coach is extremely successful, they should be willing to share their wisdom, with their downline or even with other coaches that's not a part of their line, because that's just only going to make the brand stronger. So that's why I've been spending so much time, investing my time into the coaches network, doing team calls, popping up on their live calls and just doing the best I can to unite everybody.
That's awesome. And this isn't even a question on my list, but is there anything else that us as coaches can do? Here we are asking you all these questions, but are you ever like, gosh, I wish these coaches would just do this or do that, or whether it's pertaining to your program or something in general?
I just think across the board, I just think the coaches need to engage with each other more, as far as, again, not competing with each other. Obviously there's, all coaches, just like all trainers, come from different walks of life. And I just feel like as a trainer, my whole motto is I want to make sure this program represents everybody. And so therefore, I have to go to each person's fitness level to convey messages to them to, a way that they understand it. And if the coaches could, be patient with those, those coaches in the downline or potential coaches that are struggling with the business and understanding and the patience that it takes to build your team, I think it just makes you a better coach. I feel like a strong coach is someone who can adapt and adjust to any personality, any circumstance, any situation, and they can convey that message to their team. It just makes the whole brand across the board very, very strong.
Amen. I completely 1,000% agree. Thank you for that. So the other question, this is another one of mine. Sorry, I'm being selfish. Okay, so how are you feeling with all this? This is huge to have a Beachbody program release. How are you doing? You're such a motivated person. Do you ever have those times where it's hard to stay motivated?
No, I love people. Motivation is easy. The hardest thing I struggle with is the attention. I just don't like attention. I don't like all the spotlight on me, because again, this whole program, this whole concept is way bigger than me. I had a team. Like I said, I had Elenite, Steph, and Jack. And, I like things to be, shared equally. And as far as, how, this whole process it's fun. I keep it in front of me because I'm a humble person. I love people, and I want to make sure my motives and my intentions are always pure, so I don't really get caught up in the chaos of it at all.
You're conveying that loud and clear. Everyone is getting that impression from you, which is really refreshing. So we appreciate that. Okay, so Nicole Butterfield had asked if you do intermittent fasting. She said, I've heard you do IF. Is that true?
Absolutely. I eat between 11 and 7 every day.
Same here. I had to make sure I was finished eating before I started prepping for this call, because I'm like,
Yeah.
I only kind of hit my window maybe 5 out of 7 days out of the week. I don't do it
Mhm.
perfectly, but yeah, that's my.
Yeah, I scrape across the 8 o'clock. Sometimes I'll eat later in the day, but then I'll stretch it, to maybe 8 or 9 o'clock. But I pretty much stay within that 11 to 7 time frame.
Okay, that's awesome. So her next question was, given that you do intermittent fasting, do you do any BCAAs before, during, or immediately after your workouts?
Yes, I usually have it in the morning before my first meal, because I train in the morning. I train at 5:30 in the morning,
Okay.
and so I usually have it, shortly after that.
Okay. Okay. So it's during your fasting window. You
Absolutely.
do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. And she also asked,
She's got a lot of questions.
she's great. She's a instructor, and so she's real curious about the nutrition stuff. And I know that a lot of my coaches are, and so are my customers. The nutrition is like, so what, we know that you train us so well and pushing harder. What about on the fitness side of things? How do you get back on track or push yourself to do better with fitness? I mean, with nutrition. How do you get yourself back on track with nutrition?
Honestly, and I mean, I don't want it to sound, blunt or anything, but I think nutrition is based on, how much you love yourself. I'm pretty sure you have a family, and most of the coaches have families. You wouldn't give your kid poison. You wouldn't give your kid a Sprite or a Coca-Cola or bleach or, any food that's going to harm them, and because you love them. So you want to make sure they get the proper nutrients so they continue to develop and be healthy. But yet, why do we neglect ourselves? Why do we put chemicals in our bodies and bad things in our bodies? So I think nutrition just starts with self-love. If you love yourself, you'll put the right things in your body to complement that, and therefore get the results that you're supposed to get, and which allows you to perform at your best.
Absolutely. So I'm hearing that it's really about what you're telling yourself. It's really about that positive self-talk when it comes to nutrition.
Right. It's about self-love. Yeah.
Yep. Awesome. Okay. So Kelly Poteet and Becky Becker, if that's right, said if they do more than one round. Okay. How does the nutrition work with the second round? Do they go back to week 1 of the meal plan?
No. So this is how it works. So say, let's go, week 1, 2, 3, they'll stick to the plan, as it is in the program. So if they go a second round, they're going to start the workouts at week 2, and they're going to weeks, which would be week 4. So it would be week 4. So week 4 and week 5, they'll stay on week 2's meal plan. And then week 6, they'll go back to week 3's meal plan. So basically they'll do week 2 twice, the second round, and then week 3's meal plan for the 6th week. Okay.
So you don't repeat week 1 meal plan.
No. Yeah. Week 2 for week 4 and 5. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, cool. Got it. And then Rosie Roop asked, after so many years of her lifting heavy, and I know there's a lot of coaches that relate to this, after, that whole mentality of we need to lift heavier and lift heavier, the concept of picking up 5 to 10 pound weights, I think kind of freaked her out. And I know how I would answer her question, but she said, if we want to go heavier, I mean, is that okay if we kind of shift our weights and go heavier for different exercises and that kind of a thing?
Absolutely. Because at the end of the day, what I want you to do is challenge yourself. I want you to do whatever it takes is going to bring out the absolute best in you and give you the best results. So if you feel you can go up in weight, by all means, go for it. Trust me, I want to see you go for it. Exactly. Yeah. Stay in your lane, stay in your zone, do what makes you happy.
Yeah. I mean, I think that, there are some people that like to follow the rules to a T, and I'm not like that. So during the bridges, I went and grabbed my 25 pound dumbbell, and I was like, all right, that's good, whereas for some of the other exercises I had 10 pounds, I gotta stay in that zone of, it's gotta fatigue the muscle. Otherwise you're not going to have the results.
Absolutely. Maybe I need to convey that a little more, over the next 21 days, for everyone. If they feel stronger, go. I believe there's a shop rule to that. This is go bigger to get better. Go bigger to get better. There you go.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. So I think that should just be, you know, a given that with every exercise that we're doing, if it feels comfortable, something's not right. It shouldn't feel comfortable.
No, not at all.
These things should feel comfortable. There was one exercise we were doing today, and I forget what it was now, but I was like, okay, I kind of like this one. And then I'm like, wait a second, there's a problem. I need to go faster. I need to do better with this one, because if it's easy for me, then I need to take it up a notch.
Yeah, and the good news about the program is you get 3 cracks at it. So I like to tell people, you know, whether it's the strength or cardio, the first day, lay your foundation down. And then the second time you perform the workout, you want to do better than you did the first time. And the third, opportunity to put your stamp on it, go all out. You make sure you can look in the mirror at the end of the week and say, you know what, I gave my all, I did my absolute best. I put a stamp on this one.
I hear you. Even with like a minute of push-ups, I think I stopped early before the minute was up, and I was so close to that minute. I thought, okay, next time for sure, I'm going to do that full minute, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so Carrie Johnson asked, what have been your biggest challenges? Oh, I already covered that one, so I'm going to go ahead and skip that one. It was about positive mindset. Okay, so Stacy Real, who you know.
Stacy! You could have texted, Stacy, you could have texted me this question, right? You know that, right?
She knows that. And she's on. I mean, I've got the other monitor over here, and I can see her talking to everyone, and yeah, she's awesome. I love her. So she asked, how should vegans approach the meal plan, and or would the 21-day fixed vegan plan be an okay substitute?
Oh, Stacy, why do you have to give me the hardest question out of all of it? So hold on. So this is gonna be a 2-part question. Okay. So the meat, ask the question again.
Okay. She said, how should vegans approach the meal plan? Okay. Would 21-day fixed vegan be a good substitute?
All right, so there's vegan options in the Shift Shop. I mean, there's a grocery list where they can, you know, substitute, you know, for, you know, whatever they desire as far as being a vegan. Yeah. But the second question, hold on one second. Come here, Jack. Jack's gonna answer this question.
Gonna answer that?
All right. Wait, what's up? Maybe here. Okay, run it again, Janelle.
Okay. So the full question was, how should vegans approach the meal plan? And Chris answered that. And the second part of the question was, would the 21-day fixed vegan plan be an okay substitute?
Yeah, so that honestly, like, just so you guys know, and we've kind of been talking about this on the message boards, and we're going to continue to keep answering this because people will keep asking it. But the way that the macros break down, in order to get enough protein on a vegan meal plan, it's really difficult to get the amount of protein without a certain level of carbs, because they're all embedded in foods that have carbs, like legumes and things like that. So to say we can do it exactly vegan is actually not true. That doesn't mean that if you do these workouts with this guy with a strict vegan regimen, that you're conscious to not be eating too many. You know, there's a lot of vegan options. I did vegan Green Chef, which is like a home delivery service for the last few months.
Yeah.
And we were getting inundated, and we were like, why are we getting puffy? It's like, well, we're eating a lot of like grains and a lot of bread and a lot of things that are in these meals. So as long as you're conscious about your macro breakdown, it's not going to be nearly, I shouldn't say it's not going to be completely different from the Shift Shop. It's just not going to be exactly the Shift Shop. But if you follow a conscious vegan diet, like the 21-day fixed vegan diet plan with this ramp up workout, you're going to get results. I mean, it's impossible for you not to get results, because the amount of effort you're putting in physically with a clean diet and being conscious about, you know, not eating too many grains and not eating obviously all the wonderful animal product free foods that are very bad for you, you're going to get results on this thing for sure.
Okay. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you. Your name's Jack?
Yeah. Yes, that's correct.
Thank you.
And team.
So appreciate that.
I'll see. See?
Love it.
See how quickly I shifted that question off?
But that's what we have to do. I mean, we have to, you know, we're a team, and we have to use each other's, you know, knowledge base. So, okay, the next question was, and many people ask this.
Okay.
If they're aiming for fat loss, okay, what should their eating kind of look like after Shift Shop? In other words, she said, how do I kind of reintroduce carbs into my meal plan and still be seeing results, or can I be reintroducing carbs after that 3 weeks?
Okay. So here's my philosophy on that. So you go through this program for 21 days, you get yourself nice and lean and you're feeling good, right? I think, you know, at that point, psychologically, you should be so in tune with your body. You should know what you can and can't have as far as how your body responds to things. Now, for some people, I believe they can introduce a little bit carbs. I believe they can do carb cycling. There's so many different options to that. And I just think it's just to safely answer the question, it really breaks down to each person's body and how their body responds moving forward. Now, as far as a shift shop, like that, to me, that you know, that meal plan can be a lifestyle. I mean, it really can be, because there's so much balance to it. Like once you get past this initial 21 days, that I could see myself, you know, eating like that, you know, is a lifestyle. So again, it really boils down to, you know, each particular person and what works best for their body. Does that make sense?
It totally makes sense. We can't just say everyone's going to need to do this and that's what's going to work. I mean, you do something like this, you do become so in tune with your body and what things make you bloat, what things make you feel heavier or whatever. And you kind of know what to start reintroducing. And if you just start reintroducing things slowly, you get a feel for what's going to work and what's not going to work. But the meal plan, like you said, as it's set up, if you continue eating like that and eating clean like that, and then just splurge when it's a special occasion and it's worth it, then, you know, okay, that's awesome. Okay, so last question, because I know you got to get going soon here.
I got some time.
What was filming Shift Shop like?
Oh man, it was amazing. Number one, it was obviously my first program, but what was so powerful about it to me was the crew. You know, looking at how, you know, how early the guys, you know, showed up to set, and the lighting, and you know, all of the teamwork it took to build that amazing set. And then, you know, the participants that were in the video, you know, right, you know, as we started filming, I had a talk with all of them, and I explained to them, actually in rehearsal, I explained to them, you know, I said, listen, this program is bigger than me. This has to be about you. You know, when we get out here, you know, I need you to be you. Don't be stiff. Have fun with it. Let's have fun. Let's crack jokes. You know, let's entertain each other, because on the other side of that lens represents each of us on this set. It's every fitness level. So I need you to be you. I need you to have fun. I need you to own this shit for yourself. And I need it to be as if you're the super trainer. And once they all gravitated to that, it just made the whole set amazing. It was so much fun. And I think everyone is really starting to, as they go through the program, they can experience, they can see how much fun we really had. So it was awesome.
That's amazing. Did you have to do like a lot of takes of certain portions, or was it just kind of like,
you know what? There was there was a couple workouts where we did a couple takes, but there was a lot of them we just blitzed right through it. I mean, we was all in, and that's what it was about. You know, we were all in sync. It wasn't the Chris Downing show. I didn't want it to be the Chris Downing show, and we just nailed it. I mean, it was an awesome experience. It took us 6 days. We filmed it in 6 days.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's awesome. I know with some of the videos I've done with Shalene, we had to do all these different takes, and we'd be tired doing our push-ups, and little did they know that we had done like 100 of them.
Yeah.
Be very comfortable, because you do seem focused on the crew and, you know, what the message that you're trying to convey. So that's just so key, and that really does come across so well in the videos. I mean, I'm only on day 2, and plus I did the sneak peeks, but so far, just so impressed.
Oh, thank you.
So amazing. So anything else that we should know about this program, Chris?
Yeah, I would just say, you know, come as you are, no judgment of yourself, enjoy the journey, enjoy the process, and have fun with it. Modify if you need to modify. If you need to press pause to catch your breath and gather yourself, press pause. I just don't want it to be one of those programs where you start comparing yourself or feeling like, you know, you don't fit, you don't belong, because it's so much bigger than the physical. The shift shop concept is a mental shift. It's an understanding of
realizing that you was created with a purpose to do great things, and that, you know, within you is everything you need to become anything you want to be. There's nothing else, nothing outside that you need. Everything you need is inside. You just need to, you know, connect with it, engage with it, you know, nurture it, develop it, and then manifest it to the world. So yeah, I would just say have fun. Coaches work together, celebrate each other, celebrate each other's challenges. You know, if you have a coach struggling, you know, as a team, as a unit, you know, you guys need to pick them up. And if there's something that I can do, please shoot me a message. I wish somebody a happy birthday today. You know, I have no problem, you know, reaching out and helping in any way you guys need me. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Wow, gosh, thank you so much. You're amazing. You give so much of yourself, and everyone is so appreciative. I know you and I can't see the chat on this one, but over here I can see it, and it's just blowing up like crazy. And everyone's just like, thank you, thank you, thank you. And you've already impacted so many lives. And I know all of us as coaches, you're impacting our lives, and we are spreading that, you know, that impact to all of our friends and family and customers. And it's an amazing, amazing experience. So thank you for being such a key part of all of that. And thank you for doing this call for us.
Well, anytime.
All right, awesome.
Okay.
You go ahead and get on with your night. Thank you so much, and we'll see you later.
All right, thanks, Janelle. Take care,
All right,
guys.
thanks, Chris.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.